I recently had a burst of creativity and inspiration, and I just kept painting and painting and painting, and I'm going to be sharing some of them with you in this video. But as well as that, I can finally reveal what I have been so excited about that I haven't been able to say for ages, that I honestly can't believe has happened. Szmal has sent me an incredible gift of their entire I can't even say of their entire range of watercolors. I am truly so grateful. Like, thank you so much. Even now, I don't know if you could tell how happy, how excited, just the thought of them. Like, for the longest time I couldn't say anything because honestly I couldn't believe that it was actually going to happen, but they are here and I'm going to create so many beautiful videos for you, and they will be linked in the description. For those of you who don't know, Szmal are professional grade watercolors that are incredibly affordable and have some of the most stunning colors. I will link them down below so that if you want to get them as well, you most definitely can. In this video I'm going to be highlighting some of my favorite colors from Szmal that I've actually had long before the arrival of this incredible, amazing gift. If you have watched my live streams in the past, then you are no stranger to my Szmal palette, which is where I have 17 of my favorite colors that I had curated through watching videos and seeing swatches online. And now that I have the full range, I will be able to give you even more insights. So be sure to check those videos. Every single painting in this collection was done with Szmal watercolors, and I will talk a bit more about why I created this later on in the video. If you had any burning questions about Szmal, any video suggestions, anything that you wanted me to try out or to answer, now is your time to let me know down below in the comments so that I can prepare everything that I will create for you. But first and foremost, I had to start off with one of my favorites, and that is Permanent Alizarin Crimson. It's like a really nice pinkish warm color, and that is what I used to do the background. And then on top of that, I also added hints of my other favorite color, which is quinacridone gold hue, the yellowy color, to kind of give a glow to the entire piece. I then used the Szmal Hooker's green to do the leaves and went back to the Permanent Alizarin Crimson to add some more details in the foliage as well as like little berries and tie the whole piece together. And in the spirit of trying different things, I also combined my loose watercolor florals with my sketching floral style and came up with this, and I love the result. I think the true first piece of the series would be this, which is actually a tutorial that I created for my Ko-fi members. I tried to experiment with adding backgrounds for the first time to my loose florals, again using my Szmal, and again loving the results. Now, I think you cannot mention Szmal without mentioning their mineral violet, which is absolutely stunning. I have featured it, mentioned it, and used it in several videos, including my last one where I go through how to recreate some granulating watercolors. I'll link that video down below in the description for you. So for this piece, I used the mineral violet, which is one of my favorite colors, as the primary color in the background and also the primary color for the florals. While the background was still wet, I also added extra bits of ultramarine intense and just let the whole thing kind of sit there and dry there so that it could granulate in a stunning way. And when I tell you that the video does not do it justice, it granulated so beautifully. To add some contrast, I actually used the complementary color of yellow, or in this case quinacridone gold hue, which as you will probably have noticed, and you'll probably notice in quite a few of the paintings that I created, is also one of my go-to colors. I want to try to summarize why I created this series in a few minutes in a concise way that makes sense. And I think in a nutshell, it's because essentially I wanted to create something that would make me feel good. Like, I wanted to create something that I would enjoy the process of creating it. So I picked 100% cotton watercolor paper, like good quality watercolor paper that I had been avoiding using. I picked my favorite paints, Szmal, and I picked the subject that I really wanted to paint, loose watercolor florals, irrespective of the algorithm. And it's funny because I recently watched a video by Sarah Burns, and I will link her down below in the description because she has an incredible channel and creates beautiful paintings. But in there she was talking about the box that YouTube sometimes puts us in, and I think I would take it a step further and say that sometimes it feels like a box that social media puts you in. I think especially if you create art online, but also even if you don't create art and put it online, I think by the nature of social media and having social media and just seeing art that I guess is perhaps a bit more popular or that tends to get more likes or tends to get more views or whatever it may be, I feel like a lot of the time we end up being influenced in what we should create. And I feel like this was my rebellion against that, if you like, and you may agree or disagree, but it was essentially creating art that I knew may not do that well in the algorithm, but it was what I wanted to do using the supplies that I wanted to use. And honestly, if nothing else, I hope that this video implores you to do the same, to literally just pick something that you want to create using the supplies that you want to create with, and then do that irrespective of what may be trending right now or what may be popular. Just create what you want to create and don't worry about the results and enjoy the process. That is what I hope that you truly get from this, as well as my gratitude to Roman Szmal. But part of the reason that I say this is just because I know that there are certain videos that will do well in terms of numerically versus others that won't. And though numbers are not everything, quite a lot of the time it's the best gauge or a good gauge that I have to know whether what I am doing is providing value, whether it's actually helpful or actually being enjoyed. So I do check the likes, I do check the views, and of course I read all the comments and I appreciate all of them. So by the way, if you want to subscribe, definitely do that, especially if you don't want to miss the Roman Szmal content coming. And if you're enjoying the video, then definitely hit the like button. But back on track, the main reason that this was sticking in my head is that I had planned to create gouache landscapes, and I wanted to do gouache landscapes because I'd been asked to do so. And there's nothing wrong with making suggestions. I love video suggestions. But for some weird reason, I then started feeling like I couldn't create anything until I had created those gouache landscapes, or unless it was YouTube watch worthy. And I know that my florals don't get as many views, but I also knew that I really enjoyed florals. So after I think over maybe 2 weeks of not painting anything while I was waiting for inspiration to strike for gouache landscapes, I was like, forget it, I'm going to create what I want. And what I thought would be one painting ended up being 12. 12 loose watercolor floral paintings that I absolutely love and enjoyed the process. Now please do not misunderstand me, I love gouache landscapes, but I also love loose watercolor florals, and I love doing art experiments, and I now love experimenting with pigments and trying out your video suggestions and creating portraits. And there's just so much that I want to create, and sometimes it feels next to impossible to do so when I know that I'm fighting against an algorithm that is trying to figure out who will actually benefit from watching my video. So this was my like artistic reset, if you like, or artistic rebellion or artistic self-care. I'm not really sure how to label it, but what I know is that it was me creating what I wanted to create using what I wanted to create with. And so in answer to Sarah Burns' question, yes, I do sometimes feel like I'm being put in a box, or like there is this almost self-imposed pressure to create something that will do well on YouTube, especially because I want my videos to be helpful, I want them to be enjoyed, I want them to be entertaining. And sometimes I feel like whatever time I have to dedicate to art, I should actually dedicate to creating art that will fulfill that purpose, as opposed to art that I just enjoy. But as I continue this art journey, I will aim to strike a balance, because most of the time the two things do align. But I am super curious to know your thoughts on this, especially if you have a YouTube channel or if you share your art on any form of social media. If you are still watching, then you are most definitely a real MVP, and I really appreciate you. Let me know that you are still watching by telling me what your favorite medium is to use at the moment and what you love to create with it. So for me at the moment is Roman Szmal watercolors and creating loose florals, but as I've mentioned, it will change from time to time. A super special thank you to all my Ko-fi members for supporting this channel, and to Roman Szmal for sending this incredible gift. I still can't believe it. If you want to see the beautiful colors in my Roman Szmal collection, then check out this video next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!